Things are just extremely marvelous this morning, and I don't have a pessimistic bone in my body. I mean, as I look at the wonderful things that are coming down upon this earth, and all the things that are coming in conjunction with the new earth that is progressively beginning to come upon us. By nature of our evolving consciousness, and by nature of the thoughts that we're being sent from all over the universe, from infinite mind, because infinite mind goes throughout the entire universe. The entirety of this universe is just full of thoughts of prosperity and abundance and higher consciousness and ascension and all these things. It's just full of all those thoughts. It's full of just a love like we could never even imagine, a love that is just thousands and thousands of times higher than any love that we've ever felt or can understand, a purity that is just so much higher than we could ever understand. It's just that is just going out. That's all through the universe, because infinite mind is all through the universe, and infinite mind contains all perfection. And in truth, we as human beings are perfect and immortal beings. We're not actually mortal beings at all. And some people have said we're not actually human beings, but whatever. We're not actually mortal beings. And we're actually immortal and perfect already. But our consciousness is infinite mind, and its wisdom has allowed our consciousness to gradually rise to understand the nature of that perfection, and to through a period of evolvement to come to understand that we are perfect and immortal. We have to do that through a period of evolvement in our understanding. And as our understanding rises, then we wonder how we could ever thought that we were less than perfect or immortal. After our consciousness begins to rise to a certain level, you look back and you wonder, well, how could I ever thought those limited thoughts? How could I ever thought there was anything less than abundance? I mean, just look around and begin to think and begin to raise your consciousness, and you won't be able to think of anything else but abundance and prosperity everywhere. You'll just see it everywhere, and you'll understand that it's coming down upon the earth, and that this world across the face of the globe is just going to flourish over the next century. I mean, it's just going to flourish like we could never believe, and there's not going to be any more of this, more people hungry or in poverty or any of those kinds of things. We're going to bring it all together in agreement and in lifted consciousness and in mutual love and understanding. And it's just going to come down. And it's going to come down more and more. And we should look forward to every day, because every day that we get up, as we look out and as we begin to meditate, we'll be able to see more and more of this happening each and every day that goes by. And so we've got every reason to look forward to getting up every morning and just looking to see what has transpired. Just get up and begin to tune in these programs and see what new things they're saying, and what they're telling us about is going to happen, and what they're telling, what the new things that they're beginning to explain, and the new things that is being revealed to them each and every day. And so I'm going to put on Tanya Love this morning and see what new things she has got to reveal to us this morning. I mean, it's just, every day you get new thoughts like that, and every day she gets new thoughts and she puts them out to us. She doesn't hold them within herself. She doesn't. I think, what was that she was saying on one of the programs that said, I wouldn't try to fool you or something like that. But no, she doesn't. What she receives, she puts out to us. And that's what I do too. What I receive, I put out. And so we're going to, by listening to programs like this, you're going to receive it as it comes in. And then as you get yourself into us, you listen to enough of it, then you're going to start receiving the things yourself of your own accord. So let's get her on and get my coffee going this morning. And I've just got my eggs just fixed perfectly this morning. I mean, I just really got them the right constituents constituency and solidness, and a taste, and the right seasoning on them. And I've got my pancakes just to fix just exact amount of brownness, and the right. I got them the pancake seasoned with olive oil and all just exactly right, where they taste marvelous, and everything is just perfect. And then I've got this perfect, wonderful tasting coffee that just really lifts me up. And I don't know how, with all these marvelous thoughts from infinite mind that are coming to me, and all the wonderful coffee, and all the wonderful things Tanya Love said, I don't see how anybody could do anything but just get up running and shouting and getting up like I do, get up and run to 2 miles and then come back and then meditate a little while like I do and receive thoughts, and then just begin to shout the rest of the day while I'm listening to Tanya Love. How could it be any different? I mean, I look back and I wonder how life could ever been any different as I look way back, like I did have to do to the time when I had days that were a little bit boring and all. I wonder how that ever went on, and how my mind was ever at that lower level. I just can't imagine my mind ever being at that lower level. And you'll get that way too as you begin to practice this thing. But I've got this marvelous. It's just this these little K cups. I mean, they are just marvelous little things. With it just seals. They pour that coffee in there, just seal it up in there, and then it's kept fresh, and you don't have all that problem of losing your freshness like you do when you open up a 3-pound can of coffee. If you can even find a 3-pound anymore, they just go down in amount of ounces. Seems like every week that goes by, but a 3-pound can of coffee or close to that, and then you dip your spoon down there. Well, while you're dipping your spoon in there and putting it up into your filter, each one of those spoons going forward is going through the air, and of course it makes a nice smell in the air, but it you're losing all of the flavor just a little bit as you're going up there, and then as you're putting the filter up in there and everything, and then waiting for the thing to heat up and the water to drip down, all that. Well, you're losing flavor all that time, all that period of time, but with this, you don't lose any flavor because it's just sealed in there, and then it doesn't until you get your water in there and ready to when you get this vacuum sealed up here on top and ready to push it down through there through pressure real quick, and they've got just the right amount measured out. And that's one of the good things that I've realized about this, and realized as I begin to think about it, about these here, is that I've noticed that I've drinking not quite a few of them, and I've noticed that every time I drink the cup of coffee, it tastes exactly the same. It's all just marvelously good, and it's always wonderful tasting, but it just stays that way. I mean, every cup tastes exactly, like when you fix it in a coffee maker. One time you'll get just a little bit more coffee in there or something, or a little bit more water or something, and it'll be weaker one time, stronger another time, or the flavor will be different one time, another time your coffee pot will be cleaner one time, or than it will another time, or you'll fix it in a different coffee maker one time than you do in another time, and it's always tastes different, and then so some days you'll have a good day where you'll have a good type of cup of coffee that'll go down well, and in other days, the coffee, it just didn't work out this time and it ruins your whole day. But that never happens with this, because it's always exactly the same wonderful taste, and it's just exactly the same strength and everything, because you just you've got a measuring deal on here where you can get your water exactly right, and so that's not going to change. And then you'll know because it's made for 1 cup, so you'll know that if it goes exactly to the brim of that 1 cup the same way every day, well, you'll know it's exactly the same, and you have it exactly the same every day, and it always tastes the same. And so I'm going to fix that in this little My Joe here, which is a nice little portable thing. It goes in that you can just put in your glove box or in your desk drawer. It's marvelous, and it's lightweight, don't weigh a pound. And then I'm going to have later on. I don't know whether the sun's going. I think we're going to have some sun today, which is going to be marvelous. But a cloudy day. If it stays cloudy, I don't care, because I'm in such a great mood, and I got this chocolate to go with the cloudiness or whatever kind of weather, and so I'm going to have this coffee mocha a little later in these nice, wonderful packages here. Look at all of that that's in there. I mean, that's a great big package there. I mean, it's just a big old package with lots of nice flavor of lots of chocolate and coffee in there mixed in just the right way. And it's just a wonderful tasting. It tastes better than hot chocolate by itself or coffee by itself. It just has both of the flavors in there. And then later on this morning or this afternoon, I'll have some of this Cafe Supreme, which just has a nice malty, creamy flavor. You know, just like the one in getting you a nice malt. Only you can have it warm. And it's this then when I go to relax down tonight, after a nice day of being excited all day with all these marvelous thoughts and spending all day raising my consciousness and working outside with the flowers and the trees and doing my daily rounds that I make and all and getting somewhat, I guess, tensed up, even though even mind keeps me pretty relaxed all the time and solid. But when I go to relax down and have maybe hear a late show or something around 11 or 12 o'clock or 10 or 11 o'clock this evening and begin to write my last stuff in my journals or read my last wonderful books like reading my last another chapter in this Getting Into the Vortex before I go to bed or something, then I'll relax down with this cafe latte, and it's just a nice like almost like having ice cream and coffee mixed together, only it's warm and nice, and just goes down so smooth and just relaxes you and makes you want to go into dreamland, even though. You can have it any time of day, but it does get you in the mood if you're relax down. And so let's get Tanya going, and then I'll get that coffee going, and then I'll chow on that wonderful breakfast. And everything is just it can't be any better. I mean, everything it can't be any better. Let's get that.
Available on the planet to find resources for meditation. I offer classes in my home. I do soul coaching over the phone, over Skype. I've seen CDs available. I made a CD. If any of you want to buy one, I have one that's been created. I've seen workshops that you can go to. I've seen books written on it. The point is, there's so much information and so much assistance.
Well, that accidentally got started ahead of time. I don't know what.
But I watch how many of you don't choose it.